Chapter 11. The Bill. Reckoning. Time 200 faces turned toward me. The room went quiet. I'd never been comfortable with public speaking. I'd spent my whole life trying not to draw attention to myself. But in that moment, I didn't care anymore. Hi, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Magnolia, Richard and Patricia's daughter. Their eldest child. My mother's face had gone pale. Sweetie, what are you doing? I'm doing something I should have done a long time ago. I held up the folder. This is an itemized bill for tonight's anniversary celebration. Confused murmurs rippled through the crowd. Over the past 6 months, I've worked as the unpaid coordinator for this event. I've managed every single detail. The venue, the catering, the flowers, the music, the photographer, the transportation, the invitations, the seating arrangements. Everything you've enjoyed tonight, I created. I opened the folder, pulled out the bill. The total cost came to $47,000. Every penny came from my personal bank account. I was told repeatedly that I would be reimbursed after the party. My father stood up. Magnolia, this is not the time or place. When is the time, Dad? My voice was louder now, stronger. When would have been a good time to acknowledge that your daughter bankrupted herself for you? When would have been a good time to say thank you? The room was dead silent now. In your speech tonight, you thanked the venue, the florist, the caterers, the musicians. You thanked Delilah for sending one email. You thanked Trevor for being supportive, even though his only contribution was showing up an hour before the party and hijacking your anniversary to announce his engagement. Trevor's face was red. Are you seriously doing this right now? Yes, Trevor, I'm seriously doing this right now. Because I'm done. I'm done being invisible. I'm done being taken for granted. I'm done sacrificing everything while getting nothing in return. I turned to my father, holding out the bill. So, here's what's going to happen. I'm giving you this bill. You can pay it in full within 30 days, or we can set up a payment plan. But either way, you will pay me back every single penny. My father took the bill with shaking hands. He looked down at it, his face going from red to white. And just so we're clear, I continued, this isn't just about money. This is about respect. This is about seeing me. This is about acknowledging that I'm your daughter too, not just your unpaid servant. My mother was crying now. Magnolia, please. I love you both, I said, and I meant it. But I can't keep doing this. I can't keep giving and giving and giving while getting nothing back. I'm worth more than that. I handed the microphone back to Trevor, who looked like he'd been slapped. Then I walked toward the exit, Keisha right behind me. Behind us, the ballroom erupted into chaos. Chapter 12. The aftermath? Walking out. We didn't stop until we got to Keisha's car in the parking lot. My whole body was shaking. Adrenaline, fear, relief, all mixed together. Oh my God, I breathed. Oh my God, I actually did that. Keisha grabbed my shoulders. You were magnificent. That was the most badass thing I've ever seen anyone do. I just ruined my parents' anniversary party? No, honey. You just refused to be a doormat. There's a difference. My phone started buzzing. Text messages flooding in. Mom. Magnolia Grace Henderson, you come back here right now. Trevor. What the hell is wrong with you? Dad. We need to talk about this privately. Several relatives. Are you okay? That was intense. Good for you, sweetie. I turned my phone off. What do I do now? I asked Keisha. Now? Now we go to my house, drink an entire bottle of wine, and you start the process of setting yourself free. We drove to her place in silence. My mind was reeling, replaying the moment over and over. Had I really just done that? Had I really confronted my parents in front of 200 people? Yes, I had. And despite the fear and the guilt and the uncertainty, I felt something else too. I felt liberated. Chapter 13. The silent treatment. For 3 days. I heard nothing from my parents. No calls. No texts. Nothing. Trevor sent me several angry messages that I deleted without reading. A few relatives reached out, some supportive, some horrified by my scene. I thanked the supportive ones and ignored the rest. On day 4, my mother finally called. I almost didn't answer, but I did. Magnolia. Hi, Mom. Your father and I need to speak with you. Can you come to the house tomorrow afternoon? No apology. No acknowledgement. Just a summons. No, I said. Silence on the other end. Excuse me? I said, no, Mom. If you want to talk, we can meet at a neutral location. But I'm not coming to the house to be ambushed. Ambushed? Magnolia, you're the one who created a scene at our anniversary party. I stood up for myself after being taken advantage of for months. If you and Dad want to have a conversation, we can do that. But it's going to be on equal terms. More silence. Fine. Cafe Luna, tomorrow at 2 p.m. She hung up. Keisha agreed to come with me and wait at a nearby table. Just in case you need backup or a quick escape, she said. Chapter 14. The Confrontation. Cafe Luna Cafe. Luna was busy on a Friday afternoon. I arrived 10 minutes early and secured a corner table. My parents showed up exactly at 2, both dressed formally like this was a business meeting. In a way, I guess it was. We ordered coffee. Nobody touched the pastries on the table. So, Dad began. Let's talk about what happened. Yes, let's, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Your behavior at the party was completely unacceptable, Mom said. You humiliated us in front of everyone we know. I stated facts, I countered. Everything I said was true. That's not the point, Mom's voice rose. There's a time and a place for these discussions, and the middle of our anniversary party was not it. When would have been the right time, Mom? When would you have been willing to acknowledge what I did? When would you have said thank you? Silence. That's what I thought. Dad cleared his throat. We appreciate everything you did for the party, Magnolia. It was beautiful. But this bill, he pulled it from his jacket pocket. This is excessive. Excessive? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Every single item on that bill is something you asked for. The expensive venue? Mom insisted. The filet mignon and sea base? Mom's choice. The orchids? Mom's requirement. The 5-tier cake? Mom's design. I didn't choose any of this. I just made it happen because you kept telling me to. We didn't ask you to pay for everything yourself, Dad said. You told me you'd reimburse me. Multiple times. And then you never did. We didn't realize it would be this much, Mom said weakly. I sent you budget updates every 2 weeks. You saw the numbers. You just didn't care because it wasn't your money. My father looked uncomfortable. Good. He should be uncomfortable. And the worst part, I continued, my voice breaking now, the absolute worst part is that you didn't even acknowledge me. You thanked everyone else. You thanked Delilah for sending one email. You thanked Trevor for literally nothing. But me, the daughter who sacrificed 6 months of her life and went into debt for you? I didn't even exist. My mother was crying now. Real tears, not performative ones. We didn't mean to hurt you, she whispered. But you did. You have been hurting me my entire life. That's not fair, Dad protested, isn't it? When's the last time you asked me how I'm doing? When's the last time you came to one of my events? When's the last time you bragged about me the way you brag about Trevor? Silence. You want to know what's not fair? I was crying now, too. What's not fair is that I've spent my whole life trying to earn your love and approval. And it doesn't matter what I do. I'll never be Trevor. I'll never be the golden child. And I'm done trying. Chapter 15. The truth comes out. Magnolia? My mother reached across the table, but I pulled my hands back. No, Mom, you need to hear this. Both of you need to hear this. I took a deep breath, trying to organize decades of hurt into coherent sentences. I got straight A's all through school. Did you ever put one of my report cards on the fridge? No. But when Trevor brought home a B-, you celebrated like he'd won the Nobel Prize. We just wanted to encourage him, Dad said. And what about encouraging me? What about acknowledging that I was working 2 jobs to pay for college while Trevor got a free ride and still failed out twice? We were harder on you because we knew you could handle it, Mom said. That's a cop-out, Mom. That's what lazy parents say when they don't want to admit they play favorites. My father's jaw tightened. We do not play favorites. Dad, you co-signed for Trevor's car after he wrecked 2. You gave him $15,000 to start a business that went nowhere. When his credit was destroyed, you paid off his credit cards. I have never asked you for a dime. And the one time I needed something, the one time I needed you to acknowledge and reimburse me for your party, you couldn't even do that. We were going to pay you back, Dad insisted. When? Your commission check came through in November, just like you said. I know because I ran into Bob Winters at the grocery store, and he congratulated you on your big sale. That was 2 months ago. Where's my money, Dad? He couldn't look me in the eye. You weren't going to pay me back, were you? You just hoped I'd let it go. You hoped I'd be the good daughter and swallow my resentment and move on like I always do. That's not true, Mom said, but her voice lacked conviction. Then write me a check right now. Right here. $47,000. They looked at each other, the kind of look that said they were about to make excuses. We don't have that much liquid right now, Dad said. The market's been volatile, and we just helped Trevor with the down payment on his condo. You what? The cafe went quiet. People were staring. I didn't care. You gave Trevor money for a down payment? When? How much? It doesn't. Mom was flustered. It was $40,000. But that's different. How is it different? He's trying to build a life. He's engaged now. They need somewhere to live. I bought my own house at 28 with money I earned myself. Trevor is 38 years old. When is he going to stand on his own 2 feet? He's been through a lot, Mom defended. We've all been through a lot, Mom. Life is hard for everyone. But somehow Trevor gets endless second chances and financial support, while I get told to be more understanding and help out your brother. You're being unreasonable, Dad said. I'm being unreasonable? I'm being unreasonable? I stood up. I was done. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to pay me back the $47,000. I don't care if you have to take out a loan. I don't care if you have to sell something. You're going to pay me back because you owe me. And if we don't? Dad's voice was hard now. Challenging. Then you'll never see me again? Mom gasped. You don't mean that. I absolutely mean it. I'm done being the family doormat. I'm done sacrificing my financial stability, my mental health, and my self-respect for people who don't value me. Pay me back or we're done. I walked out of the cafe, leaving them sitting there in shocked silence. Chapter 16. The Family Reaction. Word spread fast. Within 24 hours, it seemed like every relative and family friend had an opinion about the anniversary incident, as it was now being called. My phone blew up with messages. Aunt Judy. I'm so proud of you, sweetheart. Someone needed to say it. Uncle Mike. You are disrespectful. That's your parents. You apologize right now. Cousin Rachel. Girl, I've been waiting for someone to call out your parents' favoritism. Good for you. Grandma Shirley. Dad's mom. Magnolia Grace. You've broken your father's heart. How could you? Family friend Bethany. I was at the party. Everything you said was true. Don't back down. The messages came in waves, support and condemnation in equal measure. My family was divided. Trevor, predictably, went on the attack. He posted on Facebook. Yes, my 38-year-old brother posted on Facebook. Some people can't handle other people's happiness. To my real family and friends who came to celebrate our engagement despite the drama, thank you. You know who you are. Subtle. Sarah commented, We're so blessed to have supportive family. I blocked them both. What hurt more than Trevor's predictable nonsense were the messages from relatives who'd known me my whole life, who'd seen the favoritism, who'd watched me be overlooked and undervalued, and still told me I was wrong to speak up. Family is family. You have to forgive. Your parents did their best. You shouldn't air dirty laundry in public. Think about what this is doing to your mother's health. But there were bright spots too. Cousin Lydia called me. Maggie, I wish I had your courage. My parents pulled the same shit with me and my brother. Watching you stand up for yourself, God, it was powerful. My father's sister, Aunt Vicky, sent me a long email detailing all the times she'd witnessed my parents' favoritism and how proud she was that I'd finally set boundaries. Even some of my parents' friends reached out privately to say I'd been in the right, but none of that changed. The fact that my parents still hadn't apologized or paid me back. Chapter 17. The Waiting Game. 3 weeks. Later November turned into early December. Still no word from my parents beyond a brief text from Mom. Your father and I are discussing options. Options. Like paying back money they owed me was some kind of complex negotiation. Meanwhile, I was struggling. The $47,000 had come from a combination of my savings and credit cards. I was paying interest on nearly $30,000 in credit card debt. My pristine credit score was tanking. I'd had to turn down 2 major client proposals because I couldn't front the deposit money that would be reimbursed later. My business was suffering. My mental health was suffering. My bank account was definitely suffering, but I didn't contact them. I didn't cave. For the first time in my life, I was holding firm on a boundary. Keisha checked on me daily. How are you holding up? I'm okay, I'd say. Some days it was true. Some days it wasn't. Have you heard from them? No, bastards. I appreciated her loyalty. even when I felt guilty for thinking badly about my own parents. On December 8th, nearly 8 weeks after the anniversary, I got a text from an unknown number. "Magnolia, this is Delilah Williamson. Your mother gave me your number. I wanted to reach out because I was at the anniversary party and witnessed what happened. I think you were incredibly brave. I also think you might want to know that your parents have been telling people you overreacted and exaggerated the costs. They're showing people a corrected budget that they claim is the real number. I thought you should know. Take care of yourself." They were lying about me, trying to control the narrative, making me look like the unreasonable one. I felt sick. I also felt furious. I had documented everything. I had every receipt, every invoice, every contract. I had proof. I made a decision. Chapter 18. Going Public, the Whole Truth. I created a private blog, viewable only by people with the link. On it, I posted a detailed timeline of the planning process, scanned. Receipts and invoices for every expense, with vendor. Names redacted for their privacy, email exchanges with my parents, showing them approving expenses screenshots of text messages where they promised to reimburse me a photo of the itemized bill I'd given my father. The full, actual $47,000 cost breakdown. Then I wrote a statement. This is not about money. This is about respect, honesty, and accountability. I'm posting this because my parents are telling people I exaggerated the costs of their anniversary party. Here is the documented proof of every single expense. I'm not doing this to humiliate them. I'm doing this because I will not be gaslit. I will not let them rewrite history to make themselves look better. These are the facts. I sent the link to family members who'd accused me of lying or exaggerating. I sent it to friends who'd heard my parents' version of events. I sent it to Delilah and thanked her for the heads up. I didn't send it to my parents. Let them hear about it through the grapevine. The response was swift and polarizing. Half the people who saw it responded with variations of, "Oh my God, I had no idea," and "This is worse than I thought." The other half responded with, "You should have kept this private," and "This is so disrespectful." But nobody, not a single person, could deny that the numbers were real. 24. Hours after I posted the blog, my father called me. I didn't answer. He called again and again. On the fourth call, I picked up. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" He was screaming. I'd never heard my father scream like this. "I'm telling the truth. You're embarrassing this family." "No, Dad, you embarrassed this family when you lied about me. I'm just providing facts. Take that blog down right now. Pay me my money. This is extortion." "No, this is accountability. Pay me the $47,000 you owe me and the blog disappears. You're destroying our reputation." "You destroyed mine first. Now you know how it feels." He hung up on me. I sat there shaking, but I didn't take the blog down. Chapter 19. The Breaking Point. Mom calls 2 days later. My mother called. Unlike my father's rage, Mom sounded defeated. "Magnolia, please take down that blog." "Mom, people are calling us. People we've known for decades. They're asking questions. They're judging us. Please, honey, please take it down. Do you understand why I posted it? Because you're angry, I get it. But this isn't the way. You were lying about me, Mom, telling people I made up the costs. What else was I supposed to do? We weren't lying. We were overwhelmed. We didn't realize how much everything cost. You approved every single expense. Don't pretend you didn't know." Silence, then quietly, "We don't have $47,000, Magnolia." My heart sank. "What? We don't have it. After we helped Trevor with the condo and with the market downturn and some unexpected expenses. We don't have that much liquid, so you prioritized Trevor over paying me back. It wasn't like that." That's exactly what it was like. I was screaming now. Years of pain pouring out. You always choose him. Always. He fails and you catch him. I succeed and you ignore me. I needed you. For once in my life, I needed you. And you gave the money to Trevor instead. We thought we could pay you back gradually. You didn't think about me at all. You never think about me. I'm just the reliable one who doesn't need anything, right? I'm just supposed to keep giving and never expect anything in return? That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair. I was crying so hard I could barely breathe. You want to know the worst part, Mom? The worst part isn't the money. It's that you saw me drowning and you just watched. You saw me stressed and overwhelmed and working myself into the ground, and you just kept asking for more. And when I finally said enough, you made me the bad guy. Sweetheart, her voice was breaking. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was the first time she'd actually apologized. I know I've failed you. I know we've failed you. You're right about all of it. The favoritism, the taking you for granted, everything. You're right. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I don't know how to fix this, Mom continued. I don't know how to make this right, but I want to try. Please give us a chance to make this right. How? My voice was small, broken. How are you going to make this right when you don't even have the money? We'll figure it out. We'll sell something. We'll take out a loan. We'll make payments. Whatever it takes. But please take down that blog. Not for us, for you. You're going to regret having that out there. I need to think about it. Okay, that's fair. We sat in silence for a moment. Magnolia, I love you. I know I haven't shown it the way I should have, but I love you so much. I love you too, Mom. We hung up. Chapter 20. The Resolution. Setting terms, I took down the blog. Not because they asked, but because I'd made my point. The people who needed to see it had seen it, but I didn't back down on the money. I drafted a formal payment agreement with the help of a lawyer friend. It outlined total amount owed, $47,000 payment plan, $2,000 per month for 24 months, with interest, because I was still paying interest on my credit cards. First payment due, December 31st. Consequences for missed payments. Legal action. I sent it to both my parents via certified mail. 3 days later, I received the signed agreement back, along with a check for $4,000. Double the first month's payment. There was a note from my father on his business stationery. Magnolia. I'm ashamed that it took things getting this bad for me to see what I've been doing to you. You're right. About everything. I've been a terrible father to you, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to make it up to you. I'm sorry. Dad, and a note from my mother on her personal stationery. My darling girl, I've been thinking a lot about the kind of mother I've been to you, about all the times I should have protected you, championed you, celebrated you, and instead, I let you fade into the background. You deserved so much better. I can't change the past, but I can change the future. If you'll let me, all my love, Mom. I sat in my kitchen holding these notes, crying for what felt like hours. It wasn't enough. 2 notes couldn't undo decades of damage, but it was a start. Chapter 21. Christmas. The first step, I didn't go to Christmas dinner at my parents' house. For the first time in my life, I set a boundary and kept it. I told them I needed space and time, and I spent Christmas with Keisha's family instead. It was peaceful. It was joyful. It was everything a holiday should be. My parents sent me a gift, a framed photo from their anniversary party. It was a picture I hadn't seen before, taken early in the night before everything fell apart. In it, I'm standing in the ballroom looking at the decorated space. And there's this expression on my face. Pride, exhaustion, hope, all mixed together. On the back, Mom had written, "Our daughter, who created magic. We will never stop being grateful. We will never stop trying to earn your forgiveness." I put it on my mantle. On December 31st, the second payment arrived. $2,000, right on time. On January 15th, my father called and asked if we could have coffee. Just the 2 of us? I agreed. Chapter 22. Coffee with Dad. A different man. We met at a different cafe this time. Monarch Coffee. Near the waterfront, Dad looked older than I remembered. Tired. When I sat down, he just looked at me for a long moment. You look good. Kiddo. Healthy? Thanks. I've been in therapy. Your mother and I both have. I was shocked. Really? Yeah. After everything that happened, we realized we needed help. We needed to understand why we did what we did. Why we treated you the way we did. And? He sighed deeply. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. My parents rode me hard, expected perfection, never praised me, but were softer on my younger siblings. I told myself I'd never do that to my kids. But you did. But I did. The therapist says I projected onto you. Saw you as strong and capable like I was, so I treated you the way my father treated me. And with Trevor, I saw his struggles as a chance to be the supportive father I never had. I was trying to fix my own childhood through both of you, and in the process, I damaged you." He was crying. My stoic, emotionally distant father was crying in a public cafe. "I'm so sorry, Magnolia. I'm so sorry for every time I overlooked you, every time I praised Trevor for mediocrity while ignoring your excellence, every time I made you feel invisible. You deserve so much better. I was crying too. I just wanted you to be proud of me, Dad. I am proud of you. I've always been proud of you. I'm terrible at showing it. But you need to know, you're extraordinary. You're kind and capable and strong. You built a successful business from nothing. You bought your own home. You've never needed us to rescue you because you've never needed rescuing." "But sometimes I wanted to be rescued," I whispered. "Sometimes I wanted to struggle and have you catch me instead of having to catch myself every single time." "I know, and I should have seen that. I should have asked. I should have been there." We sat in silence for a while, both of us crying, both of us processing decades of miscommunication and hurt. "Can I ask you something?" I said finally. "Anything." "Why did you give Trevor money for a condo instead of paying me back?" Dad looked down at his coffee. "Because he asked. And because I'm used to him asking. I'm programmed to respond when Trevor needs something. But you've never asked for anything, so when you needed something, I didn't know how to process it. That's not an excuse, it's an explanation. And it's not okay. I'm working on changing. Are you going to keep giving him money? I don't know. Probably. But I'm going to try to be more balanced, more fair. Your mother and I talked about it. We're setting up a trust that will be split equally between you and Trevor. So no matter what happens, you'll both be taken care of equally." It was something. It wasn't everything, but it was something. "Thank you for meeting with me," Dad said. "I know I don't deserve your time. You're still my father. I'm going to try to be a better one." We hugged before we left. It was awkward and tearful and necessary. Chapter 23, 6 months later. Healing, it's June 2024. Now, and I'm sitting in my backyard with a glass of iced tea. Writing this all down, my parents have made every payment on time. We're halfway through the payment plan. More importantly, things have changed in other ways. Dad calls me every Sunday. We talk about my business, my life, my goals. He asks questions. He listens. He's trying. Mom invited me to lunch, just the two of us. And for the first time, she asked about my life without somehow turning the conversation back to Trevor. Trevor and I had a long, difficult conversation where he admitted he'd been blind to the favoritism. He's not perfect. He's still the golden child in a lot of ways. But he's making an effort to acknowledge my contributions and support my business. I'm in therapy too, working through decades of feeling invisible and undervalued. It's hard work, but it's necessary work. My business is recovering. I've rebuilt my savings. My credit score is improving. Most importantly, I've learned something vital. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. Demanding respect isn't cruel. Standing up for yourself isn't wrong. For 42 years, I believed that love meant self-sacrifice. That being a good daughter meant being invisible. That family meant accepting whatever crumbs of affection were thrown my way and being grateful for them. I was wrong. Epilogue. The next anniversary, it's October 2024. 1 year after the infamous anniversary party, Dad called me in September. "Your mother and I would like to take you to dinner. Just the three of us. For our 51st anniversary. What about Trevor? We're having a separate dinner with him and Sarah. This one is for you." On October 14th, 2024, I met my parents at Hall's Chop House, my favorite restaurant. They gave me a gift, the final payment. The remaining $21,000 paid in full. We refinanced the house, Mom explained. "We wanted to pay you off early." "You shouldn't have to wait another year." "Thank you," I said, genuinely touched. Then Dad handed me another envelope. "What's this?" "Open it." Inside was a check for $47,000. I looked up, confused. "That's your inheritance advance," Dad explained. "The same amount we gave Trevor for his condo. We should have done this a year ago. Actually, we should have done it 10 years ago. But better late than never." I started crying right there in the restaurant. "You don't owe me this." "Yes," Mom said firmly. "We do. We had dinner. We laughed. We told stories. We were a family, a different family than before. A more honest family. A healthier family. Was everything perfect? No. Did I instantly trust them completely? No. Did I forget all the years of hurt? No, but we were trying. All of us were trying, and sometimes that's enough. Final thoughts to every invisible daughter. If you're reading this and you see yourself in my story, if you're the responsible one, the overlooked one, the one who gives and gives until there's nothing left, I want you to know something. You are not being dramatic. You are not being selfish. You are not wrong to want acknowledgement, appreciation, and respect. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be valued. You deserve to set boundaries without guilt. It took me 42 years and $47,000 in debt to learn that lesson. I hope it doesn't take you as long. Stand up for yourself. Demand better. Walk away if necessary. Because you are worth so much more than being someone's afterthought. You always have been.